Yo, what's good? I think I'm live. I don't know how to work this thing, to be honest. Let's see if I can just save that. Man, my food is back there. Y'all can see I'm a fat boy. Um, and I got my 2K in the background. Am I even recording? I don't even know if I'm recording. Let me see. Let me see if I can hear myself. Let's go to YouTube. Hold up. Switch account. How do I switch account? Right here. Switch to this one right here. All right, let's see. Because I don't think okay. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear me? I think you can hear me. Let's go to I got 0 people watching. Dope. J Money Talks. Is that what it is? J Money Talks ball. J Money Talks. Oh wow. There's like a whole dude named J Money. Whoops. My bad. Okay. How do I man, I don't even subscribe to myself. This is hello. I'm just gonna pretend like I can you guys can hear me. But anyway, yeah, I'm live because a lot happened in the NBA. The second round already started yesterday with Phoenix getting destroyed by Denver. By the way, Jim Money talks ball here again with another video. Um, yeah, we saw Dallas, man, Denver destroy the freaking Suns. And I can't say why exactly. I think it's more of like Chris Paul showing his age. I mean, I mentioned it before, right? But it's also their lack of bench depth is it's insane. But like these guys in the first half were playing like 20 minutes. And I get it. It's the playoffs, right? But bro, like they need a little bit. I mean, I guess it's the playoffs. They should be able to play this amount of minutes. But with the team you guys have, older guys and KD and Chris Paul, like their knees won't be able to handle it in the fourth quarter. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, there's nobody here, but that's fine because it makes it easier for me not to edit, and I hate editing. I'm really bad at it, so. But yeah, so there was that. Who do I forget what I said. I believe I had Denver winning it, but you could really convince me with Phoenix. I mean, it really just depends on who gets hot on a specific night. But Jamal Murray is looking like a baller again. And Michael Porter Jr. is solid. The other guys, there's only so much you can do. I still think they need to bring in a little bit more pieces off their bench. Mike Malone, I think, surprisingly, his job is somewhat on the hot seat. I don't want to say hot seat. I'd say it's warm. I'd say it's warm only because I get it. They had injuries these last couple of seasons. It's only been Jokic, right? So you can't really fault him for that. But you have a team that's like fully healthy, quote unquote. So you guys should win. Like there should be, and so far they have. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's been only one game, but I would say that was a good win. So that was good. Let's move on to the other round two beginning, which was today, actually, at 1 p.m. Eastern, my time. The New York Knicks and the Miami Heat. So New York Knicks did not have Julius Randle. Hopefully he gets better soon. He still has that ankle injury. It got hurt a little bit more in that series against Cleveland. But that was a pretty significant loss for them. But in the first half, the Knicks were looking like, yeah, like you guys got this. RJ Barrett was balling, and that's what I love to see. I mean, as much as I hate Duke, I love that RJ Barrett was able to do what he does, right? I think it's important. Me personally, I really thought the Knicks were going to win this game, but Jimmy Butler, man, Jimmy Butler is amazing. They had Gabe Vincent balling out, and that's the thing. These other guys, like during the regular season, I don't know why they weren't doing this, and it's frustrating. I mean, it's great because in the playoffs, it's when it matters most, but it's frustrating because there was no need to get into that play in. Like especially for Miami, there was no need to be in there in that situation. But you have players like Kevin Love balling out after the buyout market. Kyle Lowry showing a little bit of life. Just overall, the team they performed really well. But I do believe for the Knicks, it was a really big loss not having Randall. Just another body, because Miami is relatively small, right? I mean, their next tallest guy, I believe, is Jimmy Butler in their starting lineup because it's Bam at 6'9", and he's already an undersized center. So, I guess they could have exploited that with Randall there, but who knows? Brunson is still a rock. So, I don't know. I don't know who I have winning that because I believe I had the Knicks in 7. Um, but they could split it 1-1 here in New York and then split it over there in Miami. And then it's back to, basically it's a tie series, right? It's up for grabs for anybody. I still believe that's what this series will be. It's going to be up for grabs. It would be dope to see New York, obviously, in the conference finals. First time in my lifetime, at least. Last time they were good was when Jason Kidd was on the Knicks. That's a sad moment for us Nets fans because so was Kenny Martin. Anyway, so that's that series. I don't really want to, because I talk a lot and I'm trying to, be chill. But yeah, I mean, it was a great game. And then as for the other series, the last game for the first round, the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. First off, round of applause for Sacramento. They fought, they did, but you can tell that they were, I don't want to say not ready for what was about to happen, but no one's ready for a Stephen Curry 50 piece, right? I mean, I can, I don't want to speak, I can speak for myself because I would never be able to guard Steph Curry in general just for 5 points. Imagine 50, right? They were throwing, double teams at him, but it felt like it was the easiest thing, for him and for the team. So with that being said, it's like, will the Warriors do the same thing that they did? I mean, it was an ugly win or an ugly series win, I would say, because it should not have gone 7 games. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that it was turning off. It's all dark in here. Oh my gosh. Sorry, this live is. How do I? Oh, scary. Should probably turn my light on, to be honest. But how do I? Okay, right there. I'm still gonna play though. I don't know why it's shut off, but whatever. Yes, I am fat. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about the Sacramento and Golden State game. Sacramento, they have a building block, and I said it on my other podcast, actual podcast, with my boy. Sacramento made a big mistake drafting Keegan Murray. They made a big mistake trading Tyrese. They made many mistakes throughout their tenure. Should have never drafted Bagley over Doncic. It's just simple. Um, but in hindsight, bringing in Mike Brown, a defensive-minded coach, who allowed their offensive talents to really mesh, and though they weren't that great on defense, we saw what they could do a little bit in this series against Golden State. Obviously, 7 games is a pretty significant sample size against one team, right? Again, it's one team. You have to game plan for it, and it's the team that Mike Brown coached, so he would somewhat know their deficiencies, I guess you can say, if they even have any. But if especially this season, they definitely did, right? So it was beautiful to watch what Sacramento was able to do. If they can sustain that for the regular season, at least be middle of the pack. I believe they were 28th or 26th in defensive rating. I don't know. I should always have my notes or a freaking basketball reference here. I just don't do it because I just off the pill. I don't take pills. But yeah, I think that it was a fun series. It was a great series. It was a great learning experience for the guys. De'Aaron Fox's first real playoff, first time being in the playoffs in general. He had somewhat of a stinker this game, but overall, great series. Probably top 5 in playoff players this season so far. So that's been great. So I'm really happy and I'm really excited to see what they have in store because I don't think they need another star. I mean, obviously it would be great if they got another star, but I don't think they need that. I was watching JJ Redick's podcast with Tommy Alter, the old man and the three. I believe it was in their mailbag section of the episode, or maybe it was the beginning. I don't know. It was a Troy Murphy. Yeah, Troy Murphy was it or Herb Jones? No, it was Troy Murphy's episode. Great watch, by the way. It was great seeing Trey Murphy out of his shell. That was dope. But watching it, Tommy was saying that they don't need a star. They need complementary pieces for the stars that they already have, and I agree. But like for example, like a player like Looney would be solid for them. I think just a hustler, somebody that can rebound, something like that. And I can say the counter to that is also maybe bringing in a guy like Brook Lopez, right? If they don't bring him back in Milwaukee, why not? A spacer, guy that defends at the rim. Now, obviously, him playing along with it'll be like with Miles Turner, right? So there's that side of things, but it would be a different coach, right? Not McMillan, not I don't know their coach now, to be honest. I don't really. Oh, Carlisle. I don't think Carlisle. Oh yeah, he did coach him. Yeah, they could have made that work, right? But Brook Lopez he also has a slightly of a different game than Miles Turner. It is similar, but it's also different because he's older. He's a lot more like consistent, a lot more knowledgeable in the game. He's 36 or something, whatever, at this point. So that could be a solid pickup. And they have these guys for the next couple of years. Herder is under contract, even though he had an atrocious series. Uh, I think he'll be fine. Coming next season, I think he'll be fine. They got De'Aaron locked in until 2026. Same thing with Keegan Murray. So yeah, I mean they have a solid roster. Harrison Barnes is their one, big question mark. I guess you could say, will he stay? How much less money will he take? Will the money actually work? I don't know what they have. It would be great for them to keep him. However, there might be other free agents out there. Who knows? That might be a little bit more intriguing to them. Who are they? I might do a video on that, like upcoming free agents. I might do it during the next couple of days. I might think about that. But yeah, overall successful season for Sacramento. Obviously, they would have loved to have won in home court. I think because I was watching Kenny's video, uh, King of the Fourth Quarter. Obviously, everybody knows him. Loved him. I've always watched his stuff since like back in like when he first started. I don't even remember what year that was, but it was just like trading, like making trades on my GM or my league and all that stuff. That was dope. But he was saying that like it's a successful season for Sacramento. Nobody had them. Like no Vegas odds, no casual NBA fan. Like even at the beginning of the season, they were looking like, oh, it's the Kings. Like, how consistent can this last, right? But it lasted, and it's a beautiful sight to see. So I'm really excited that they have something to build upon. As for these next series, we have obviously I mentioned the two before Miami, Boston. Miami, New York, which we know Miami's up 1-0. And then Denver and Phoenix mentioned it before as well. Denver's up 1-0 on them. Now the other two series that we have, which will be tomorrow, Monday, May 1st, will be Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers, even though Joel Embiid is out, I think, or he's doubtful, I believe, versus the Boston Celtics. And I'm hoping he's okay, but I also don't want them to push it. It's game one. Chill. Like if you're still hurt, bro, chill. If you're down, and you come back game two, all right, don't go too heavy. Wait till you get back to Philly and ball out, right? Because I believe he's going to be the MVP. I didn't want it. I wanted it to be Jokic. I felt like he was the best player overall this season. But if it is Embiid, I would want him to accept it on his home court. Do all that stuff, whatever the NBA fan, whatever all that crap. But I would, if I were him, I would want to save myself for that series, especially going back home to Philadelphia. The fans deserve it. Embiid himself deserves it, and the organization. I don't want to say they deserve it, but they've been through a lot of turmoil and a lot of like stupid stuff that could have been dealt with, right? But I do believe that they can 1,000%, you know, beat Boston if they have a healthy Joel Embiid, and he's not going to be that this next game. At least tomorrow, I don't think he should play. I'm like 50-50 to play in Boston, but once they're back in Philly, even if they're down 0-2, even if they split, whatever, I am hoping that he plays in Philly and he's 90%. But that's hopeful thinking, wishful thinking. Might not be the case, but let's just hope. Harden needs to step up. He had a stinker against my Nets, and it's going under the radar because they got swept. The Nets got swept, but overall, Harden had an atrocious series. It was so bad. Shooting splits were way down compared to his regular season stats, and this is a Harden thing. We know it, but I don't think to this extent. And especially now that he's older, it's like, dude, really, like you haven't mastered it yet. Um, the good thing is they have Tobias Harris, who has been solid, and he played great against the Nets. Can he do that against all these, lanky defenders that they have in Boston? Probably, probably not. I don't know. But he is going to be a solid. He's going to be important, a key piece. Tyrese Maxey is also another really important guy. He's one of the fastest guys in the league. Very underratedly fast. Is that even a word? I don't know. But they definitely have spark plugs, like guys can get hot here and there, whatever. But it's a team win, obviously, in the playoffs. And overall, I think I have. Well, I think I said it. I don't know if I said it in the last podcast, but I think I do have Boston winning that series. Gentlemen sweep. Honestly, I do believe that. But those losses against the Hawks kind of scared me. So you can definitely talk me into a fully healthy Philadelphia 76ers squad beating them. But there's something about Boston that I feel like they still have a chip on their shoulder, and I think the Hawks put them a little bit on edge, not a lot, but a little bit enough to be like, all right, we have to take this seriously this next round, especially with him beat out if he is. Oh yeah, go off, and I'm sure Tatum and Brown will do that. Sorry, my allergies are like acting up. It's crazy. Yeah, in overall though, I have Boston winning that series. For the other side, we will now have the Lakers versus LeBron. Bro, the Lakers versus the Warriors, and that is going to be a series. I'm going to start by saying who I think is going to win. Reason being because I feel like I need to speak it into existence for it to actually be believable in my own mind, like in my own head. And I'm going to say the Warriors are going to win this one. I would want the Lakers are going to win to win it, but I believe it's going to be the Warriors. And reason being and reason alone, who's going to guard Curry? Nobody, right? Yeah, like, I mean, I guess Vanderbilt to an extent, but how much can Vanderbilt, do? Reeves can guard Clay somewhat. You can put D'Lo on. Man, see, that's the thing. The Warriors have great off. Like they're a great offense. Obviously not on the road, but Steph just put up a 50 piece, right? And Clay Thompson he's shooting really well. I was really I don't want to say really wrong about Clay Thompson. He is a shell of his former self, but is also like the shell of his former self is what half the league aspires to be. Because half the league isn't Clay Thompson, right? Like exceptional 3-point shooter, solid defender, and just lets the game come to him such an easy, chill way that I think it's a beautiful way to master the game. And I feel like he's done that even after being out for those 2 years. Obviously, that first year coming back, he was a little rusty, trying to get his groove. But I feel like he's found it. That's scary, and I think he found it in this series against Sacramento. So if I'm the Lakers, I'm a Laker fan. I'd be a little bit nervous about that, but you can definitely you can bank on the Lakers getting hot as well, right? Like Austin Reeves, Vanderbilt, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, who had a great closing game against the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't think I talked about any of those games. I don't even care about it. They're gone. Dylan Brooks, stop with being you. You need to change. Like, but whatever. Um, yeah, but I think just the championship pedigree, the chip on their shoulder that they have, I do believe it's going to be Warriors win. Not in 5. I do believe it will be in 6. So keep that in mind. But with all that being said, the good old days, LeBron versus Curry. We haven't seen that in years. It's like what, 5 years ago now, right? So 2018 was that? Yeah, 2018. So it's gonna be dope. But I'm gonna end the stream now. So there's no way for me to do that without it being cringe or weird. So I'm gonna just end it, and hopefully you can hear everything that I said. If not, then this is just me talking and then me going back and forth and calling myself fat. So